All right, so I am a math coach and I work with 75 teachers and I'm supposed to coach them and I'm supposed to keep track of our coaching sessions and our notes that I give to the person. So how am I going to automate that? So how do we automate, creating 50 unique coaching note documents for all of my 50 teachers that I'm working with? And then how do I just maintain this ongoing relationship and with when I take notes, how do I send them to the teacher and make sure they read them and all that sort of stuff? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through using Autocrat to create the documents, the customized document per teacher, and then how to use FormMule as your ongoing communication tool for sending stuff out to your teachers. So let's get started on that. So what I've got in advance right now is I've got a spreadsheet. I'm going to call that spreadsheet Teacher Contacts and Docs. And right now I've got these columns. Okay, so we've got send equals X. So that's going to be the column that lets me know who or where I choose who's going to receive these automatic emails. I've got school because, of course, my teachers are scattered across several different schools. I've got names. These are fake names, by the way. I've got email addresses right here. And then I've got their rooms and I've got their grade level. All right. And so that is the kind of generic information that I'm going to have for each teacher. Of course, you can customize and add additional columns as you see fit. And then what I've also done is I've gone ahead and I've created a template for the coaching notes that each teacher is going to receive. And so this coaching notes up here and all this table up here, that is constant. That's static. That's going to show up on every single person's copy. But then down here, it's like a mail merge. And so this is where the customized information shows up. And then down here is where we're going to be taking our notes. And it's going to just be page after page on it for a particular teacher as we use this. All right, so I've got everything set up. I've got a spreadsheet. And then I've got my coaching notes template over here. So in my coaching contacts spreadsheet right here, okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right, I'm going to go to extensions. If I don't already have the extension added in, you're going to have to go to add-ons, get add-ons, and you're going to install Autocrat and you're going to install FormMule. Both of these are amazingly powerful Google plugins. So I'm going to go to Autocrat right now because what Autocrat is going to do is it's going to create the automatic coaching forms based on that template. All right. So by the way, as it's loading, I've also created a folder where all of the teacher notes are going to go into for all of my 50 teachers scattered across 3 schools. All of those notes are going to end up in here. All right, so as I open up Autocrat, the first thing you'll notice is I have no job merge set up. I'm going to create a job. I'm only going to have to do this once, create that job, and then from then on, I just have to hit the play button. All right, so I'm going to click new job. And I'm going to call this Create Coaching Notes. And then I'm going to click Next. And basically, I'm going to just go through these steps. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4. First, it's going to say, all right, now I have to choose the template. So remember, what did I call that template? Coaching Notes template right here. All right, so I'm going to go over here, and there it is. Ah, that's an old version, so I need to find it. So I'm going to click the from the drive button, and I'm going to look for Coaching Notes template, and I'm just going to kind of look around. And whoa. And I'm just looking. There it is, Coaching Notes template. And then once I've selected it, I'm going to have to kind of scroll all the way down to the bottom where I finally get the select button. I'm going to select it. And there it is. That is, I found it from the drive. And this is going to be the template where all of the coaching notes on a per teacher basis are going to be made from. I'm going to click Next. And then right here, I have to choose the fact that the data, the initial data, is coming from sheet 1. How do I know it's coming from sheet 1? Because I go down here in that lower left-hand corner, and I could see, get it way out of there. I can see that it says sheet 1. All right, so the data is coming from sheet 1. I'm going to say that the header, there I have a 1-row header, and then the first data starts on row 2. And then you could see it was smart enough to recognize that each of these variables in the Google Doc right over here has a corresponding name in the spreadsheet. If it didn't match, I would just have to manually select each of these each of the variables, right? Connecting the column in the spreadsheet with the where it's going to go in the coaching notes Google Doc. All right, so everything matches. I can click next. Now here is where we're going to name each of these files. I have to be careful because I don't want to get 50 documents all with the same name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this like a drawer, I guess, and I'm going to kind of roughly sort these by school and by the teacher's name. So I'm going to click on school. That automatically copies the variable onto my pasteboard. On my clipboard. That's it. And then I'm going to do Command V to paste in that school variable. Now, if I want, I could manually type it in. So I could do last name as the teacher's last name. And if you don't remember, there it is right there. It is case sensitive, so you have to be careful. And then I could do comma, space, and then I'm going to do first name. So I'm going to just find first name, and I'm going to paste it right there. If in the unlikely event I have two people with the same first and last name at the same school, I don't know, I could always just say, all right, let's do grade. And so now the name of each file is going to be the school, the person's last name, followed by their first name, a dash, and then their grade level. All right. It's going to create a Google Doc, and it's going to, right here, it's going to create a single Google Doc per teacher. So that's why I've set it there. And then I'm going to click next. And then it says, where is this baby going to go to? I do not want it to go to this folder right here. So I'm going to remove it. And I'm going to click choose a folder. And then I'm going to have to just navigate. And it just so happens that this is the folder that I want it to go into. So you have to navigate and then scroll all the way down and click on the select button. Now it's going to go, all of those copies are going to go into that coaching notes folder, which is right here, coaching notes folder. All right. And again, I'm on step 5. I have to go up to step 9. It's not terribly hard. I'm going to click next. I do not need to worry about a dynamic folder reference, so I'm just going to ignore that. That might be a different video later. I'm going to click the next button. Set merge condition. It's going to do it for everybody, so I do not need to add a condition right now. There may be a different video. I might show why I might need to do a merge condition, but right now we're just going to run it for everybody. I'm going to click next. And then do I want to share this doc? Yes, I want to share this doc with the teacher themselves. So I'm going to click yes. I want it as an editable doc. And then do I want to allow the teachers who are going to receive this to then reshare this document? I'm going to put yes, because it's their document. They're welcome to share it with anybody they want. And send it from a generic reply. I can either say yes, but in this case, I'm going to say no. I want them to know it's coming from me. So once again, we can use our tags right here. And of course, who is it going to go to? It's going to go to their email address. So I'm going to just go up there, paste that in. And in this case, reply to who? Well, they're going to reply it to me. So in this case, I'm just going to type in my personal email address, but I would do it from my work email address for real. All right, so each of these emails are going to go to the teacher that I'm working with, and then it's going to be a reply to me. And then down here is I can set up that email template. So here are your coaching notes, and then I might say hi there, and then because I remember my columns, my column names, I'm going to say hi there, first name. Here are your coaching notes that we will be using for the year. And then I want to, no, that's it. And then I'm just going to say cheers, woohoo, and then Dwayne. All right, so there, each person is going to receive an email customized with their first name, and there you go. I could insert any variables I want. I could insert the school, I can insert their last name, I can just clarify or verify that their room and grade is what it is. I can insert those things if I wish. I'm going to click next, and I do not need this to run on a form trigger or a time trigger. This is going to be done manually by me. And then I have reached the end. That's the 9 steps, and now all I have to do is hit save. And now all I have to do is run this. Now, when I press this play button, it is going to make, I'm going to close this for a moment. It's going to make all these copies right here. All right, and how many copies is that? I don't know, 30 of them. It's going to make 30 copies right here. All right, so let's do it. So let's go to extensions, Autocrat, launch. All I have to do is hit the play button, and it's going to make those 30 copies. It's going to take a second, so we're going to do a little magic of video editing. So I'm going to press the button. All right, that took several minutes, but it eventually, you can see on the screen that as it was creating these merged docs, it was keeping track. I now have a list of all of the URLs that go directly to each of the docs. I also have what's basically a linked, just a prettied up version of the same thing. But I find that I'm actually going to use the merged doc URL far more often because anyway, I'll show you why. All right. So now let's go into the coaching notes folder, and boom, there are all of the documents that were created. It took a little while. If you want to see what one of them looks like, we just click on one, and there it is. I can see there's the static part at the very top. And then here is the mail merge part right down here. That includes the person's room, their grade level, and of course their email address. This is just a placeholder right now. All right, so they also received an email saying this. That was the point. So they each received an email. And so now, there they go. So now everybody is aware that they've got coaching notes, and that is what we will be using. All right, so now the next step. So right over here, I no longer need this. In fact, I'm going to close it up, and let's say I'm coaching this person, Kayam Martin. I just used a list of random names here. All right, so here are my notes. Here are my notes for Kayam. Boom, 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 boom. These are my notes for Kayam. All right, and in fact, let's kind of copy this. And we're going to say, let's also give notes for Valentino. All right, there's Valentino. And Valentino's notes are right here. And let's change that to Valentino. All right, so I've created notes for a couple of teachers. And now it's time for me to notify both Kayam and Valentino that I've updated their notes, right? So that they can, we just had a coaching session, we loved it. I'm going to capture the gist of our conversation and then send that in an email to those teachers, just letting them know that, hey, here's the notes that captured our conversation. So what I'm going to do is over here in the send column, I'm going to put an X for Chaim, and I'm going to put an X for Valentino, all right? Because now what it's going to do is it's going to send an email, but it's going to only send an email to the teachers that I've included the X for. So at this point, we're going to use the second tool called FormMule. So I'm going to go up to extensions and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to choose FormMule and I'm going to do the launch right here. So I'm going to do launch. I'm going to zoom out. It's doing some thinking. All right, super sweet. First question, where is the data located? It's on sheet 1, remember? So I'm going to click that. I'm going to do sheet 1. You'll notice there's a hidden sheet that was the result of Autocrat creating all of those coaching note templates. But that's not where the data is. The data is held in sheet 1. I'm going to leave form trigger and time trigger turned off. And then I'm going to click templates and conditions. At this point, I'm only going to have one templated email. I could do multiple ones. For example, I can do a customized email that sends one kind of email to school A, a different kind of email to school B, and a third kind of email to school C if I wish. It looks like I can go up to 15 templated emails, but right now I'm just going to leave it as one. I can name each of those templates, school A email, school B email, school C email as an example, but I'm going to leave it just as template 1. Now, who is going to receive their email? I'm going to do send X is equal to X right there. So that's the secret sauce that picks and chooses which teachers are going to receive their email. Now I'm going to click Save Template right here. All right, now that it's done worked its magic, you'll notice up here we have a new column. So these columns over here on the left were the result of Autocrat. This black one right here is the result of FormMule. So I'm going to click Next to edit the template. Right here, where is this going to go to? This is going to go to email. So over here are all of my variables that I can use. So I'm going to click email and there it is. It's going to show up right there. Reply to, that's going to be me because I want them to know who is sending them these coaching notes. I'm going to use my personal email address, but of course you would probably use your work email address. Subject, here are your updated coaching notes. All right. And then the body. So the body is HTML friendly. I generally skip that. I just make things as simple as I possibly can. So I'll start with hi there and then first name. Now, FormMule does an annoying thing. I'm going to click on the first name and you'll see what it does. It inserts not only the variable, but also this little tag right here that I'm going to have to just get used to deleting every single time. So hi there, first name. It was a pleasure seeing you at, and let's say school, at their school. So I'm going to click on school. And again, it inserts this annoying tag that we don't need. We just need the variable, right? So it was a pleasure seeing you at school A today. Here are the my notes. I don't know, summarizing our conversation. All right, there we go. And I want to give them their notes. So over here, between merged doc ID, merged doc URL, link to merge, document merged. So which one of these is going to be the thing that's going to allow the teacher to click on the link in their email. It's going to be this merged doc URL. So I'm going to click on it. And once again, it gives me a very long tag that I need to delete, because all I need is for the teacher to see the link that is actually provided and merged in. And then I'll just put cheers, and then I'll put Dwayne. All right. I can make it a whole lot more fancy if I wish, but that's good enough. I'm going to click save, and if I want to, I could save and preview, but I'm going to just save and send. Save and send and save and preview, kind of similar. Just save allows me to preview before I send it. Save and preview allows me to save it and then preview it, but I can't send it. So I'm just going to click the save and send, knowing that nothing is going to be sent until I'm ready. So I'm going to click on that. And here are the two, you could see right here, I have two emails that are going to go out. The first one is Kayem, and it says right there, it was a pleasure seeing you at school A. Here are my notes, and of course there's the link that Kayem will click on in order to view. And then here was Valentino. Same story, except it inserted school B because apparently Valentino works at school B. Now that looks great and it's going to the people I intended to, I'm gonna click send now, and you're gonna notice over here on the right, it's kind of grayed out, but you'll notice that Kayem and Valentino will have documentation showing that an email was sent to them. So I'm gonna click send, and now you can see that Kayem and Valentino received their emails. All right. So now what I'm going to do is just each time I work with a teacher, let's say we're going to work with, let's see, what's a name? Oh, let's do Amy Bonilla. All right. So I'm going to find Amy Bonilla in my coaching folder. Amy Bonilla, there she is right there. And here are my notes for Amy. All right. There we go. And now it's time for me to send Amy's email. So what am I going to do? So I'm going to go in my spreadsheet. I'm going to put an X next to Amy. Now you'll notice I'm leaving the X's next to Kayem and Valentino because I want to show you that it will not send another email to Kayem or Valentino, because over here on the right, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let's make this so that, boom, there we go. All right, all I did was make it so that the text is hidden. All right, from the Autocrat documentation right here. All right, so right here, FormMule knows that it already sent an email to both Kayem and Valentino. So even though there's an X over here on the left, it will not send another email because of this documentation right here. So I'm just going to click extension, FormMule. At this point, I can do preview and send. Oftentimes, you'll have to kind of walk through the steps again, but because it's still fresh, FormMule knows I've already opened it. So I'm going to just click preview and send. And you'll notice it's only going to send to one person. Why is that? Well, that's because Kayem and Valentino over here have this documentation. It's already been sent, so it will not send to them a second time yet. All right. At this point, only the new one, which is Amy, is going to be sent. All right. And then you'll notice over on the right, woohoo, Amy now has like this status that she has received an email. So what do I do if I want to send a second email to Kayem, Valentino, or Amy? Easy. All I have to do is just erase their information. In fact, I'm just going to erase everybody's information. Done. Now that I've erased everybody's information, I can now send to everybody. So these X's, if I want to add a couple of additional people, so now it looks like I'm going to try and send it to 5 people because I have 5 X's over here. When I click extension, FormMule, preview and send, sure enough, look at that. It's trying to send to those 5 people, which includes sending a new email to Keim. So why would I do that? Why might I need to do that? Well, maybe because another day happens. I'm going to open up Keim's. And so maybe these first notes were for August 6th of 2024. And now maybe I'm going to do some new notes. Oh, let's call it 8/17/2024. And here are some new notes for Keim. All right, and then once we have that, that's why we might want to send another email to Keim. So there's a new set of notes. I'm going to close that, and then when I do extension FormMule setup, preview and send. It's going to send to those 5 people because I've updated Keim's notes, and ostensibly I've updated Eric's notes, and I've updated Valentino's notes. So anytime I've updated notes, I'm just going to choose that little X. I might need to delete the send status over here on the right. And then I'm going to just send them the notes again using FormMule. For all intents and purposes, I'm now done using Autocrat. Autocrat's job was to create the documents in the first place. Now that the documents have been created, whenever I update them, I'm going to use FormMule to send those teachers an email saying, hey, I've updated your notes, go ahead and read them. I hope this helps you as some sort of instructional coach. Think about how you might automate creating your coaching notes for your hundreds of teachers that you might work with, and how you might automate sending them email updates.